I'd like to welcome to the show singer Bianca Jade, whose hit song was featured on the Netflix reality show Perfect Match. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining me. First, let's take the audiences back a while. What made you want to become a singer?
So I've been singing since I was about 9 years old. It's kind of always been a part of my life. My mom used to sing, my grandma used to sing, so I think it's partially genetic, but I grew up listening to a lot of female R&B and soul singers. And I also, I started writing on my own, learning how to play piano when I was about 15. And then I went to a performing arts high school in Miami. So I kind of nurtured my music abilities and singing abilities kind of throughout my childhood. And then after I graduated high school, I won a national singing competition for the movie Sparkle with Jordin Sparks and Whitney Houston, and got to fly to New York and do my first official recording session, like a professional recording session, and recorded a song and performed it on 106 in Park. So that was kind of a launching moment for me for my career. And ever since then, I've been recording and releasing my own music.
Who were some of those early inspirations for you?
Oh, definitely early inspirations for me started with Alicia Keys. She's been a big inspiration of mine from a young age. She inspired me to write my own music and to learn how to play piano. So that's definitely an inspiration for me. And I would also say Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Anita Baker, Sade. The list just goes on.
Whitney Houston had that voice though, didn't she? My God.
Timeless, incredible voice. Yeah.
What's that writing process? So you speak about writing your own music, which obviously somebody that listens to me, I love whenever I go and listen to a song and I see that the artist singing it is attached to the writing process of it. What's that writing process like for you?
It goes a few different ways for me. I would definitely say when I write my own songs independently, I usually write them at my keyboard right here. And I'll start playing chords and see whatever comes out. Or sometimes I have a song idea already in mind, like, a very strong emotion that I want to express. Or if I'm collaborating with other producers or writers, it's usually like a studio session and the producer has a beat for me and I just listen to whatever the music is telling me in that moment and kind of go from there.
What is the weirdest place that you've ever like put together, maybe like a lyric or some words together for a song of yours?
Um, I have lyrics that come to me in the shower sometimes. And I and when it comes to you, you have to hold on to those moments, or immediately record it in your phone so that you don't forget it. So sometimes I have to jump out of the shower, or I'll be out with friends and a song idea will come to me and then I have to like go off into a corner somewhere and record it so that I don't forget it. So yeah, it's just like all the time in the car, anywhere.
So you recently had some songs drop on Spotify. Tell me about them.
Yeah, so I've been releasing music since 2015, I believe, but I've recently this year I released a song called Marathon featuring DAP YP, and I also have some new music coming out. I have a remix of that song coming out on May 9th, as well as a new single coming out called Try Me that has like a very pop funk feel that should be coming out in June. But I have a couple EPs that are available now, and a bunch of singles and music videos.
So take me behind the new song there. What was the kind of inspiration for that? What's the inspiration for maybe the remix? Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this new song, Marathon, I wrote the song with DAP YP in New York in a studio session. And that was just another one of those songs where the beat just kind of gave us this feeling of like portraying love and like a sensual kind of feel. And the remix, I collaborated with a UK DJ group called Sanana, and it's a very like tech house remix of the song, so it's like perfect for when you go work out or when you're getting ready to go party with friends or go to a festival and things like that. And also Hooked, the song that's in Perfect Match, also has like a very upbeat tropical feel. It's very representative of like where I'm from in Miami, so I think that's a good representation of me.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's something cool. And the other thing that I like to find out, what's that feeling like when you're on the stage?
Oh gosh, that performing is my favorite part of being an artist. I love writing and the self-expression and the creativity, but performing and actually getting to be on stage and translate the music with a band too is just the most amazing feeling. I think like normally in my everyday life, I'm a little bit more chill and subdued and I have a different kind of personality from when I get on stage, and there's just like this light that switches on when I get on stage. So it's all in all, it's just a great feeling. It's the best. It's like the best rush that you could feel.
All right, so let's talk Perfect Match. Your song was featured on the show. How did that come about? What was it like, finding out? What's all of that like for you?
Yeah, so I found out in a not so typical way because I have a publisher that I work with that pitches my music to music supervisors, and typically he'll let me know, or they'll let me know ahead of time that the music is going to be on such and such show. Um, but we found out about this one through one of my producers that was watching the show with his wife, and he sent me a video of the episode and my song playing, and he's like, yo, Bianca, your song Hooked is on this TV show. And that was like such a surprise to me, but obviously a great surprise. I was ecstatic about that. But then I went back to my publisher and I was like, hey, our song is on this show, like what's going on? But it was a great surprise nonetheless.
Yeah, so when you kind of watch it for yourself, not necessarily the show at first, but you're watching it and you hear that. What's that like? Take me behind that first initial feeling, seeing it for yourself.
I was jumping up and down in my living room because I had the captions on because I'm a grandma like that. I leave the captions on, and you could see it said now playing Hooked by Bianca Jade. I'm like, that's my name, that's me. And it was just like a very surreal feeling, to have my song on a Netflix TV show that I know that there's thousands of people that are watching at the same time. And then also at the time, I think the show was like #1 on Netflix or #2 on Netflix at the time. So it was very surreal, and it was very, very cool to like just to see a moving picture with my music behind it. So it was cool.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it was #1 for quite a while on Netflix, so it's really cool to see and know that millions of people has saw and heard your name. And speaking of Perfect Match, we talked a little bit about before we jumped on here. Now, you watched a little bit of it, and just like me, like you are sucked into this world, right? So what were kind of your thoughts of watching the entire season?
Oh my gosh, it's crazy because people get together and then they just go and find somebody else, or this person like has to leave, or they decide they don't want to be in it anymore, and then the person that they were with has to go find a new partner, and everybody's just like swapping partners and stuff like that. But it gets really interesting, and there were some couples that I really didn't expect to make it that did. So it was really interesting, and needless to say, it had me hooked. Like, not pun no pun intended. The song is named Hooked, but it did have me hooked.
Right. Yeah. No pun intended, but also pun intended. Right.
Right.
We'll take it. We'll take it where we can get it for sure. And obviously, they're coming out with a season 2 of Perfect Match. So I'm very excited about that.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm super excited about that. But so with that, would you ever see yourself jump into the foray of the reality TV world?
Oh my gosh. Maybe if there was like a reality TV show about musicians, like if there was a reality TV show about musicians or independent musicians or female musicians or something like that, yeah, maybe I would do it. I think I would do it.
Maybe that's the idea. Like the perfect match is like a musician, and you have musicians on the show, and then you have like producers on the show, right? And you have to find the perfect match to make like the best song. I mean, look at this. Like I think that's a great idea. Maybe I need to coin that right now. But
You need to, yeah, you need to copyright that right now and pitch it to
I
Netflix.
do. I think it would be really cool because you would have like musicians that are trying to find maybe a different voice or a different sound, or and then you kind of write a song together, and maybe the winner of the show is the person with the best song. I don't know. I just came up with this on the fly, but I'm going to jot this down and call Netflix here in a minute. But so when you watch these shows and you hear your songs and stuff like that, I want to know what's kind of next for Bianca. What's the goals, the aspirations, and stuff like that.
Definitely the goals are to have more of my music on TV shows. I would love to have my music in a movie or in a movie trailer. And I'm also writing my album for next year. So definitely more music, more visuals, hopefully a small tour next year. But right now I'm just working on building my fan base and getting myself out there and performing the new music that I have coming out this year. So yeah, but like, hopefully also a Grammy one day, I think that's in the books. I think that's in the works.
It's all about speaking into existence. You know what I mean? If you don't believe in yourself, I'm going to win a Grammy one day. You've got to, you got to believe in yourself, or it's what it is, right? Speaking of believing in yourself, what do you say to young boys and girls trying to make it into the music industry?
I think the number one rule, if you want to make it in the music industry, is you just have to be willing to fail often and fail forward. And it's okay to make mistakes because that's how you learn. And if you don't quit, if you don't quit, you can't fail. You can't actually fail if you don't quit. So you just have to keep going, keep learning, learn everything that you can about the music business, and go out and network with people that are like-minded. And yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's a very, I mean, obviously the entertainment business as a whole, hard to break into. You know what I mean? There's lots of things, but you got to figure out a way. And like you said, not when you get knocked down, you got to back up again. It sounds cheesy, it really does. But being in this, it does. It sounds incredibly cheesy, but it's just what it is, and it's basically across the board, whatever you're trying to do. So. All right. So I like to play a little quick fire questions in either or type of thing to kind of end my shows here. But that said, all right, I've got some easy one softballs, and I end it with a funny one. But all right, Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Whitney or Mariah?
Whitney. Sorry, Mariah, I love you.
Pancakes or waffles?
Ooh, waffles.
Wine or beer?
Wine.
Hot coffee or cold coffee?
Cold coffee.
Is hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Does pineapple go on pizza?
Yes. I know it's a polarizing answer, but pineapple is fire on pizza. It's good. It's good. The Hawaiians knew what they were doing.
That's you know what? We were having a very good talk, up until this point. Like, we were strong until now. It's like, no, the pineapple on pizza. That's it. No. It's that's fantastic. Where can everybody find you, social media wise? Where can they find your music?
So you guys can find me everywhere on social media at Bianca Jade Music. On YouTube, my YouTube is Bianca Jade Sings. And my music is on all of the music streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, all of that stuff. You can just look me up, Bianca Jade, and you'll find me.
Bianca, thank you so much for your time today. It was great chatting with you.
Thank you for having me. Those questions, you had me in the hot seat, especially about Whitney and Mariah.
It's funny that you say that, because I tried to alter at least one, because a lot of them are just quick fire, simple questions. But what I was trying to do, I was like, you know what? She's a singer. Let me put her on a serious hot seat here with these ones in particular. So that was definitely one I threw in at the last second. So yeah, it's fantastic. And folks, again, before we go here, make sure to check out Perfect Match so you can hear Bianca Jade's song on there. Hooked was episode
4.
Episode 4. So if you've already watched the show, now you got to go back and watch just at least episode 4 and be able to listen to Bianca Jade's song on there. Thank you again, Bianca, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.